tell me something. When was the last time you woke up feeling truly refreshed? I mean, that deep, satisfying energy where your body feels light and your mind feels clear. If it's been a while, you're not alone. In fact, I'd guess 3 things might be happening for you right now. First, your energy crashes by afternoon. Second, sleep doesn't come as easily as it used to. And third, you've started wondering if this is just what getting older feels like. Well, I'm here to tell you something important. It doesn't have to be this way. The secret isn't in some miracle supplement or extreme workout routine. It's in what I call the Senior Wellness Pyramid. 5 foundational habits that work together like gears in a fine watch. And today we're going to uncover that can transform how you feel from the moment you open your eyes. Let me share a story about my neighbor, Margaret. Last month, she told me, "Some mornings I wake up feeling like I've run a marathon, and all I did was sleep." Sound familiar? But here's what changed for Margaret, and what can change for you too. If you've ever felt like your energy's running on empty, or you're not sleeping as well as you used to, you're not alone. But here's the good news. Small, simple changes can make a world of difference. That's why today we're talking about the Senior Wellness Pyramid. 5 foundational habits to help you recharge your energy, sleep deeper, and keep your independence strong. These aren't fads or quick fixes. They're timeless, science-backed principles that work together like building blocks. And we're starting with the very base of the pyramid, the habit that affects everything else. Let's talk about movement. Now, I'm not saying you need to train for a marathon or lift heavy weights. In fact, one of the most powerful tools for boosting energy and maintaining independence is something you've been doing since you were a toddler. Walking. But here's the key. It's not just about steps, it's about how you walk. Ever noticed how much stiffer you feel after sitting for a long time? That's your body begging for gentle, rhythmic motion. Try this. Tomorrow morning, before you check the news or make breakfast, take just 5 minutes to walk around your living room or backyard. Swing your arms a little. Breathe deeply. This isn't about speed, it's about waking up your joints and muscles. Think of it like oiling a squeaky hinge. That tiny habit alone can set the tone for your entire day. And here's a pro tip. Pair your walk with sunlight if you can. Open the curtains wide or step outside. Morning light tells your brain, hey, it's daytime, time to be alert. That leads us to the second habit, syncing with your body's natural rhythm. See, as we age, our internal clock can get a little, let's say, stubborn. You might find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m. or dozing off right after dinner. But here's a trick that helped my friend Jim. He started eating his biggest meal at lunch instead of dinner. Sounds small, but it made his digestion happier and his sleep deeper. Your body loves predictability. Try eating, waking, and sleeping around the same times each day. It's like giving your inner clock a gentle nudge instead of a confusing shove. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds simple, but will it really help? Margaret asked me the same thing, but after 2 weeks of morning walks and adjusting her meal times, she told me, I don't need that second cup of coffee anymore. That's the power of stacking these habits. And the best part? We're just getting started, because once you've got movement and rhythm working for you, the next habits, the ones that protect your mind and heart, become so much easier. Speaking of which, let's talk about the third habit, the one that keeps your mind sharp and your mood bright. You know, when my friend Jim started eating lunch as his biggest meal, like we talked about last time, he noticed something unexpected. His evenings felt lighter, sure, but he also realized he had more mental clarity in those afternoons. Less fog, more focus. And that got me thinking. Energy and sleep are the foundation, but what good is a strong body if your mind doesn't feel just as vibrant? That brings us to the third habit in our Senior Wellness Pyramid, giving your brain the kind of workout it actually enjoys. Now I can hear some of you saying, I've done crosswords for years. And that's wonderful, but here's the thing, your brain craves novelty. It's like going to the gym and only ever doing bicep curls. Sure, your arms get strong, but what about the rest of you? Try this. Next time you're at the grocery store, take a different aisle. Brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. If you always read mysteries, pick up a biography for a change. These tiny challenges create new pathways in your brain. And the best part? They don't have to feel like work. My neighbor, Margaret, started learning the names of birds in her backyard, just for fun. Within weeks, she found herself remembering other things more easily too, like where she left her keys or her grandkids' birthdays. But here's what most people miss. Your brain doesn't thrive on puzzles alone. It needs something else just as much. And that's where the fourth habit comes in. Because the most powerful brain booster might not be a Sudoku puzzle, but a good conversation. Research shows that socializing isn't just good for your mood, it literally helps protect your brain. A lively chat, a shared laugh, even a friendly debate over coffee. These moments light up your brain like fireworks. But I know what some of you are thinking. Easier said than done. My friends don't live nearby anymore. That's why I want you to meet my friend Carl. After his wife passed, Carl told me he went weeks, sometimes speaking to no one but his mail carrier. Then he started doing one simple thing. Every morning at the diner, he'd sit at the counter instead of a booth. Within a month, he had a whole group of regulars he'd chat with over eggs and toast. No big commitments, just human connection. You don't need a dozen friends. Even one or two meaningful connections can make all the difference. And if getting out feels hard, technology can help. Video calls, online book clubs, even commenting on videos like this one. The key is to engage, not isolate. Because here's the beautiful part. When you combine this with our earlier habits, when you move your body, sync your rhythms, challenge your mind, and connect with others, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. And that brings us to the fifth and final habit, the one that ties everything together. Do you remember Margaret? My neighbor who used to wake up feeling exhausted? Well, something beautiful happened after she started those morning walks we talked about. One day, she noticed the scraggly rosebush by her mailbox, the one she'd walked past for years without really seeing. On a whim, she pruned a few dead branches. The next morning, she watered it. Within weeks, that forgotten bush burst into the most glorious red blooms. And here's what Margaret told me. For the first time in years, I found myself looking forward to mornings, just to see what new buds might have opened overnight. That, my friends, is the fifth and most powerful habit in our senior wellness pyramid. Uncovering those small daily moments that make your heart feel light. It's not about grand achievements or checking off to-do lists. It's about that rosebush moment, finding something that makes you lean forward with anticipation instead of back with resignation. Here's what the research shows. Seniors who cultivate a sense of purpose, no matter how simple, sleep better, recover faster from illness, and even live longer. But purpose can feel like such a heavy word, can't it? Like we're supposed to suddenly write novels or save the world. Let me tell you about my friend Luis. After retiring, he felt adrift until his granddaughter asked him to teach her how to make his famous pancakes. Now, every Sunday morning, that kitchen becomes his cathedral. The sizzle of butter, her laughter when she flips one onto the ceiling. Those 2 hours fuel his whole week. Your version might be different. Maybe it's finally organizing those old photos to surprise your family, or keeping the neighborhood cats fed. Perhaps it's writing letters to the editor, or learning to sketch the birds at your feeder. The scale doesn't matter, and what matters is that little thrill of, I get to do this today. Because when we have that, all the other habits, the movement, the sleep, the connection, they stop feeling like chores and start feeling like gifts we give ourselves. So let's bring our pyramid full circle. At the base, movement and rhythm, the foundation. Then cognitive engagement and social connection, the walls that support us. And at the very top, these sparks of joy that make the whole structure glow from within. You don't have to tackle all 5 habits at once. Start with one small change, maybe tomorrow's morning walk, where you really look at the world around you. Then add another. Like Margaret's roses, growth happens gradually, then all at once. I'd love to hear what rosebush moments you discover. Share them in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this resonated with you, pass it along to a friend. After all, we're all growing through these years together. Here's to your health, your joy, and the many small blooms still waiting to unfold in your life. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Your comments give us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.